So in my previous video, I have covered the two steps related with service-oriented design. So today I'm going to cover the step number 3, which is dedicated to designing the application service. So generally in service-oriented architecture, we are designing the services, and that service may be entity-centric, what we have seen in step 2. Uh, Again, in step number 4, we have to cover that the service may be the task-centric. So task-centric, entity-centric, and application-centric. So these are the different types of services developed with the help of service-oriented designing. So while designing these entity-centric services, you require the entity, the table, for fetching the data from the table or storing the data into table means or performing different CRUD operations. So performing different CRUD operations, we required the table, and from that table, we are performing different application, adding the record, retrieving the record, editing the record, deleting the record. So that designing part covers under entity-centric service-oriented design. So designing the application services. Applications are, I'm giving some examples related with application related services. So in case of timesheet submission process, if the timesheet is accepted, send the notification. If the timesheet is rejected, send the notification. So sending the notification is a type of application service. So you are sending the notification, you are sending the SMS, you are sending the email to the end user. So that type of application is a part of designing the application services. So in our business service, we again work on application services as well. So while designing the web services in the organizations, we are designing application services as well. So I have given some examples of application services like sending the notification, sending the email, sending the SMS to the end user. So these are the part of designing the application services. So let us see the step-by-step process of designing the application services. So we have already covered two steps. The first step of service-oriented design is compose SOA, and second step is designing entity-centric business service. So similar to designing entity-centric business service, so entity-centric business service is divided into 7 steps. So similar type of steps we are going to cover while designing the application based services. So application service designing also divided into different steps. So let us start the designing the application services. So designing the application service is a step number 3 of our service oriented design application. So application services are also called as the workhorses of SOA. They represented the bottom sub layer. So I'm showing you the layering diagram, and in that layering diagram you will get the idea that application services are the workhorses of SOA, and that represents the bottom sub layer of the compose service layer. So we are identifying the services. That service may be the entity centric, that service may be the task centric, or that centric may be service candidate may be the application services. So application services are the bottom sub layer type of service layer. It is responsible for carrying out any of the processing demand. So this processing demand is given by the end user. So end user gives you the demand that in case of timesheet submission process, if the timesheet is accepted, in that case, sending the notification. If the timesheet is rejected, then sending the notification. sending the SMS, sending the email. So this type of requirement demand is again provided by the end user. So we have to combine this type of application services along with business services. So in that case, orchestration layer is again a part of this application service designing. So unlike the services in business centric layers, the design of application services does not require business analysis expertise. So we are not analyzing the business service here. So here in this case, you don't require the business analysis expertise. In case of entity centric, you require business analysis expertise because you are developing the business service. That may be the entity centric or the task centric, but here you are developing a separate independent application service, notification service, email sending service, SMS service. So in that case, you don't require business analysis expertise. So see here, this is the layering service layer. So this is service interface layer, main service, sub services, and these are the sub services. And this type of this layer represent the application services that comprise the application service layer. So this is what the application service layer. So here we are writing the application. So sending SMS, sending email, sending notification. So it's a part of application service. So let us see how this application service is again further divided into different steps. So see here, I have given you the example that timesheet submission process service. So employee service, timesheet service, these are what? The entity centric services. Again, invoice service, but here processing the invoice, processing the purchase order is a task centric process. So it's a type of business service layer, but notification processes are again the lower level. So lower level of process is again called as application service layer, notification service. So sending the notification, sending the SMS, sending the email to the end user is a part of application service layer. And today I am covering this application service layer. It's a step number 3 of service oriented design. And here I have noted that, so notification service, email service, SMS service, email service are the example of application service layer. So see here, this diagram gives you the idea that similar to entity-centric business process, design application service is also divided into further 6 steps. If we compare these 6 steps with entity-centric business service, so these steps are somewhat similar to entity-centric business service, because same flow is again used while developing the application based services. So the first step is review existing services. Second, confirm context. Third, deliver initial interface. Fourth, apply service orientation. Fifth, standardize service interface. And sixth is add speculative features. So let us see one by one the steps involved in designing the application service, designing the application services. So the first step. So before starting the first step, see here, this is also one of the demand of the web service developers or web API developer is transforming the XML or JSON document to the native format, or transforming native document to the XML and JSON format. So this is also one of the unique requirement. This may be one of the application centric requirement. So I have included this in application service designing. So this may be the requirement of application service requirement. So conversion of XML to native and native to XML. So let us see the step one by one. The first step of this um designing application services is review the existing services. So review the existing services. In business services, in entity centric or task centric services, you may find the existing services. But in case of this type of unique application services, you may not found the existing services. So you better you develop the this entity centric service start from the scratch. So more so here in case of application service designing, review the existing services. So if the existing services are again available, you use the existing services, and if the existing services are again not available, you start developing the new service, new application service. So step number 2, confirm the context. So when performing the service oriented analysis, it is natural to focus on immediate business requirement. So immediate business requirement. These immediate business requirements are again given by the end user. And based on that end user's immediate requirement, you are directly developing the application services. So as a result, application service candidate produced by this phase will frequently not take the context established by existing application services into account. So instead of identifying the existing, means searching the existing application, you develop your new application, because it's an immediate business requirement and you are fulfilling the immediate business requirement with the help of developing the application based service. The third step is similar to entity centric, that you for that application centric, you write the XML schema document, you prepare the WSDL document required for computerizing that application services. Again, you mention the input, output with the help of port type tag. So let us see here. I have shown that port type tag is again is used for declaring the service. And in port type tag, we are mentioning the different operations performed by that particular service. So here calculator is service, and that calculator service performing the add operation. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. So these are the operations mentioned inside the port type tag. So port type tag is what? It's a part of derive the initial service interface. So operation add, then input message, implement the add request. So add request is what? Input, and output is what? Add response. So addition request to pass the two variables and get the two variables output response. So similar to entity centric, you write the application service with the help of this WSDL port type, WSDL operation, WSDL input, output. Then similar to entity centric, here also you apply the principles of service oriented. When you develop the application services, so these services may be the fulfill the principles of service orientations, like reusability. So these application services are also reusable. So sending the native notification, sending email, sending messages, SMS messages may be the reusable service, and this service may be included in multiple applications. So apply the principles of service orientation on application service design also. So the service reusability, service autonomy, service statelessness, service discoverability features are also highlighted here in case of application service design. So develop the reusable service, develop the autonomous services, develop the statelessness of that web service, consider the statelessness, and these services may be discoverable so that the end user can use these particular services in their applications. Then step number 5, standardize and refine the service interface. So you design the service interface, you refine the service interface as per the end user requirement. So refining the WSDL definition. So modifying the WSDL definition is the step number 5. Then step number 6, outfit the service candidate with speculative features. Some imaginary features are also added inside the service. So added features. Speculative, the meaning of term speculative is to form opinions about something without having the necessary information or fact, to make the guesses. So here you may include some imaginary features if required. So outfit the service candidate with speculative features. So you add some imaginary features in case of the web service demands. And the last one is identify the technical constraints. So while developing the application based services, you also study the need of technical constraint. So technical constraint may be the processing demand of each application service or each operations, then processing function required for the operation to carry out its processing. So the processing of function will need to execute in the existing technical environment. So you must know the technical know-how related with that services. For example, I have quoted that what component need to invoke the service, what API function need to be called, then response time of each processing function, security constraint. So this is considered under identifying the technical constraint. So response time, whenever I'm executing any web API, how much time is required for processing that web API? Then security constraint, whenever I am developing the web API and these web API are again remotely invoked, in that case, I have to provide the security. So cover the security constraint need in step number 7. So identify the technical constraint. If the technical constraints are there, so you discuss here in this case and try to find out the proper, better solution for overcome the technical constraint. So these are the different steps involved in designing the application services. So today I am covering this much only. So in my next lecture, I am covering the designing the task-centric business services. So today I am covering designing application services.